Hey, thanks for tuning in to September's Artwork Winona. First up, I'll be back talking to you a little bit about an event that's very near and dear to my heart, our Live at the Levee concert. And then we'll have Kayleen Berwick from the Winona Symphony Orchestra talking about two events that the symphony has coming up for you in September. Finally, we'll have two bookends of the same event. We'll have Stan Brightlow from the River City Dancers, who'll be here to talk about swinging in the streets, and Nate Nelson from Tree Dome talking about Shutdown Third. And they're both events happening the same day. One leads up to the other on both ends of 3rd Street. So we can't have a more jam-packed September with the arts for you, and we'll be back to talk about it in just a moment.
Wondering where you can go to find great old movies? Well, look no further than HBC TV 25. Each week, TV 25 presents the HBC movie, and we won't monkey around. We'll show you movies like Night of the Living Dead, Giant Gila Monster, The Fat Spy, His Girl Friday, and others. Join us mornings at 12:30 a.m., and for those of you with better sleeping habits, Saturday afternoon at 2 on HBC TV 25 for the HBC movie.
What's a Southern girl? It's waking up before the sun rises. It's loving the simple things in life like the dirt roads that lead you home. It's working hard to get what you want. It's hanging your own stands, breaking your own ground, and strategizing every little move for that one moment when everything you've worked for is standing right in front of you. Even if I fail a million times, I keep pushing myself till I'm exhausted, filthy, and about to give up. And that's when the adrenaline hits.
Is it alright if we play another slow one for y'all like this? I know a lot of y'all are gonna know this song. Cause this one feels so good. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. This is Curtis Mayfield and the Impressions. There's a train coming.
And we're back to talk about Live at the Levee for just a minute. Now, Live at the Levee is a sort of grassroots organization that grew out of a bunch of folks just saying, you know what, Levee Park needs to be renovated, needs to have new life in it. It used to be the most important sort of center of entertainment and community in the community in Winona. And so we just all got together and decided to throw a big festival of music and food. And this was about 2 or 3 years ago. Well, it caught on. Levee Park got renovated as sort of a chain reaction to it. And now that we put a couple $1 million into making the levee so spiffy and fun, we need to program it. So a couple months ago, we sort of resuscitated Live at the Levee. We brought it back. It was such a huge success that now on September 9th, we're going to have our second fall Live at the Levee. And boy, what a lineup. You're going to see videos or little snippets of each of these bands, but the headliner is Lissy, who just played with Trampled by Turtles at the Minnesota State Fair. She couldn't be a hotter sort of performer right now. She has a top 10 hit on the British pop charts. She's a singer-songwriter in sort of the vein of Stevie Nicks. She's incredible, and you'll be hearing a little bit of her. Then we have Eric Koskinen, who's probably the most interesting male pop country singer-songwriter in the region. He was voted best country songwriter in the Midwest, and he's coming to play for you and give you a little bit of a taste of what he does best. Then we have the Gentlemen's Anti-Temperance League starting off the whole event at 1 o'clock, and they're gypsy swing. So if you want to get a little bit of a sense of standing up and dancing to the music, a little bit of Django Reinhardt going, well, then you want to hear the Gentlemen's Anti-Temperance League. Black Market Brass will be playing. It's one of Minnesota, Minneapolis and St. Paul's most important brass bands. They're a sort of a hot sort of brass sound, and they'll be playing for us. And then finally, if you're a country music but a rock country music fan, we have some of the best musicians in the region who have gathered together. They call themselves the Brothers Almanac because they do a tribute to the Allman Brothers Band. So you'll be hearing all of your favorite Allman Brothers music in a tribute band of some of the finest musicians in the region. There is one other artist that I think we're going to show you a little video snippet right after a word from our sponsors, and his band is called Nookie Jones. Now, he is not Nookie Jones, the band is Nookie Jones, but it is one of the great neo-soul bands around. Think Al Green meets Prince, and he's a phenomenal player. It's a phenomenal band. His vocals are off the charts great, and he will also be performing. So that's what, 6 bands for free, happening from 1 until 9, till 10 o'clock at night, from 1 until 10. And if that's not enough, we have a second stage, the patio stage. And on that will be our dementia-friendly Forget-Me-Notes performing, the Sounds Like School All-Star Variety Show, some of our best high school and young performers that the Midwest Music Fest has chosen to perform. And then we have Dr. Bob and DJ Eddie performing 2 DJ sets as well on our second stage. So that plaza stage will be happening with all of those big headliners, and then our patio stage will be going on at the same time. It's an event chock full of food vendors, artisans, and great music from 1 to 10 p.m. on September 9th. And now we'll cut away before you get to hear a little Nookie Jones.
Just thank
NASCAR racing is about a whole lot more than just cars going around a track. It's about people who drive, people who engineer, people who plan, people who know how to put it all together. Meet the people who make the cars go round every week on Raceline. Watch Raceline here every week.
Down in Louisiana, the bayou's loaded with critters. And then there's the biggest of them all. Shelby's back and ready for action.
Oh my God!
This is the story of a Swamp King who's looking to reclaim his crown.
Catch the Tom Sawyer Show on HBC TV 25, brought to you by Wellington's Pub and Grill. WSU head football coach Tom Sawyer and HBC's Justin Barrientos will take an inside look at the Warrior football program and this year's season. Watch the Tom Sawyer Show, Wednesday through Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. or Wednesday through Fridays at 5 p.m. and right before every Warrior home game on HBC TV 25. Brought to you by Wellington's Pub and Grill.
And we're back with Kayleen Berwick from the Winona Symphony Orchestra. What is your title, Kayleen?
I am the personnel manager this year for the orchestra.
Great, and you have a new position at WSU too, correct?
I do, yep. I am the phonathon coordinator.
Oh, great, great. So tell us a little something about the Winona Symphony Orchestra.
We have been around for about 110 years now. We're celebrating our 110th.
Wait, what was that?
110 years.
You said that like, oh yeah, 110 years. You're probably one of the oldest arts organizations in the area.
Probably.
I would assume. Certainly in Winona.
Probably, yeah.
I think that maybe the municipal band might have you beat by a few years.
Maybe by a few years, yeah.
Okay. So go on.
We are actually just very excited to have a new conductor with us this year as well,
Ooh.
Dr. Eric Rohde. He's originally from Rochester, got his doctorate up in the cities, and is teaching in Indiana now.
Good. And so this will be literally his first season.
Yes, his very first.
Wow. So that's reason enough to attend, just to see who the new conductor and musical director will be. So you have 2 events coming up. Tell us about the first one.
Yep. Sunday, September 9th will be our annual summer social at El Maro Vineyard in Trempealeau, Wisconsin. It'll be 1 to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. It's always a lot of fun. Come drink some wine. There will be live music performed by local groups. A couple of those are the Wabasha Street Trio and the Flutistry. There will be wine tours, informational sessions going on at the winery, and art on display by local artists as well.
And it's not just for display, right? You can purchase. Yeah.
For sale too.
Yeah, great. And the proceeds from this event all go to help the season for the.
Yes.
So
It
it's an
benefits the
important
orchestra.
fundraiser for your organization, leading up to the first concert of the series.
Yes, our first concert is Saturday, October 6th. It'll be at 7:30 p.m. in Harriet Johnson Hall and Sampson Auditorium at Winona State. We're very excited for that. The theme of the season this year is with love from Minnesota. So we'll be featuring a lot of Minnesota and American composers.
Oh, just great. Just great. I won't put you on the spot and say what's in the lineup, because I think it's just been formed, right?
Yes, yeah.
But with the new conductor, I'm sure it'll be pieces that we probably have yet to have heard the symphony play.
Oh yeah, they're all new. One of them is Steve Heitzig's, I can't remember the name of it, but it features, it's inspired by Georgia O'Keeffe.
Oh,
and some of her
wow.
works. So very
Okay,
exciting.
great. So a famous painter has inspired a classical musician to write a piece. That's nice. The Winona Symphony Orchestra is made up of a lot of regional players, but a lot of local players
Yes,
too.
yeah.
And guest artists who come in and play at different times.
Periodically.
So yeah, it's a great way to support our local artists, but it's also a way for them to get even more experience and be exposed to people outside of the region.
Exactly.
It's such a great organization, and it's so important that we all turn out to hear it.
Yeah.
Anything about that summer social you want to tell us about? Is the wine, pouring freely? And
the wine is always good. You'll get 1 glass with the tickets, and the tickets are $30 in advance and $35 at the door. So get them now.
Great. Yes, makes sense to get it in advance if you can. Okay. Well, thanks so much for stopping by,
Thank
Kayleen.
you for having me.
And we look forward to having you come by later on in the season to talk about the upcoming concerts, and perhaps to have the concert master or the new musical director stop by at some point too.
That would be great.
Okay. We'll be right back.
In the beginning, there was dial-up. Slow as syrup dial-up. When 3 megabits arrived, it felt like riding a cyclone with your hands in the air. Until 100 megabits sent you surfing with glee on a cavernous pipeline of bits and bytes.
Which brings us to 1 gig. That's 1,000 megabits per second from HBC. We're about to break the internet speed barrier. Your home deserves the fastest internet. Get gigabit internet today from HBC. Internet redefined.
In 1978, 2 brothers were born, destined to change the real estate world. The Bro Team.
Help us, Property Brothers.
If you have a problem,
we need your help. You gotta sell this for top dollar.
I'll find you the perfect buyer.
If no one else can help,
I'll create a whole new space.
You can always count on the Bro Team.
Thank you so much.
We're here to help.
All new Property Brothers, buying and selling, Wednesday night at 9 on HGTV.
And we're back with Nate Nelson, the president of Tree Dome Productions, and they're going to shut down 3rd Street. Tell us about this event.
So Shut Down 3rd Street is a 3-block block party, and kind of the whole idea behind it was to give a big art bash back to the community. And so we're trying to jam-pack as many things as we can within those 3 blocks, from art vendors to food to a stage with music all day. Got art installations.
To a swing dance party on
Yeah,
the tail
we've got,
end of it.
Like working with the Brightlows on there, swinging the street's been great. So we've got stuff all day, along with after parties down at Ed's and Broken afterwards. And it's all free, because that was a really important thing for us to do. So, yeah.
And it's part of the Third Space grants that the Main Street group awarded you guys a grant. It's part of Springboard for the Arts, and it's just a really great initiative with a lot of different events happening on 3rd Street all throughout the last couple months. I think it's throughout the fall. So tell us a little something about why Tree Dome decided, okay, this fits our mission. We want to have a blowout block party.
Well, Tree Dome was founded by artists for artists to kind of give local musicians, local visual artists, a sort of home base, place where we offer services and kind of help to whoever needs it. And so kind of transferring that into a community base, we think having this big event that covers all of these different mediums is really important, because Winona has plenty of festivals, but they're all sort of pinpointed one way or the other, like Midwest Music Fest, Boats and Bluegrass, Great River Shakespeare. So we wanted to do something that kind of blends everything together and kind of puts it all on the same level.
So will there be some spoken word and poetry at this event?
I've been talking with Ben about getting Black Sheep, and that's not confirmed yet. But we're seeing if we can do something there too.
We should twist his arm. There's got to be some slam poetry at this, I think. So tell us about the bands that are going to be performing.
So on the main stage, we've got 6 bands. We have headlining, we have Early Eyes out of Rochester, and then we've got Author.
Wait, for those that don't know Early Eyes, what type of music?
So Early Eyes is a good upbeat indie rock, kind of like a Minneapolis band, Hippocampus, if any of you heard of them. Probably have a music video for them at the end of the show. And then we also have Author, who's kind of in the same vein, but a little more, I don't want to say laid back, but a little more laid back. We have Lydia Liza, who's a super talented singer-songwriter from Minneapolis. We have Loudmouth Brass, great brass band out of Rochester. They're all great people. And then we've got locally, we have Afflatus, good hometown hero or folk band. And then kicking things off, we have Doug Boodle, which is part of people from Sleeping Jesus and Karate Chop Silence.
Wow, so it's a new band that's sort of
playing
around with
They've been playing
pieces?
around for a few months, playing some shows, but this is kind of their first big festival show.
Great.
And then we've got another 7 bands lined up for the night, too.
For the after parties? Gosh, it's going to be really cool. So, and food vendors galore, right? And then craft vendors?
Yep.
And then all of it making its way down the street so that it culminates at the far end with the swinging in the street event at 6 o'clock. So during the day, all of the Tree Dome stuff is happening, and then it spills over just in time for you to leave and set up for the after parties, right? Yeah.
Just making sure that everybody who comes has a full day of entertainment, whether they're 21 and they want to go to a bar, have a drink and listen to some music, or they want to stay in the streets and dance to a big band.
So you're hoping they'll be dancing down at the other end too?
Yeah.
Not just the swinging in the streets, folks, but we hope you're going to be rock out and dance a little bit. So there'll be a little area where everybody who wants to can just dance their heart out, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything about the food vendors that we should know? Any special food vendors?
We're keeping that a secret for now, but we'll have some announcements coming up pretty soon.
Okay.
We've been working with some food vendors locally as well as in Rochester and La Crosse to try and get a good big spread.
That's great. Spread, no pun intended. So Winona Arts is really happy to be one of the partners. We're really excited to be working on this with you. I sort of think of it as I know you've been around for a while now, but I think of this as your coming out party. I mean, I think a lot of people still, what is Tree Dome? We don't even know. This will be your way to say, here we are, guys. We're ready. Tell us a little bit about all the services that Tree Dome offers for people that may not know.
So we offer kind of the whole gamut of art services that people would need. So I'm a photographer and videographer, so I do live photography, session photography, I shoot music videos, advertisements, we do album covers, poster designs, we do some demo recording, and then we're partnered with Carpet Booth Studios up in Rochester to do some larger scale recording, and let me see what else.
Management and that type
design,
of thing.
Booking,
Yep.
events, kind of just.
Did you mention websites? Do you guys do websites?
Yeah, we've done a couple. Most of our website stuff has been our own website, which we built ourselves from scratch. But yeah, we also do that. So we try to make sure that anything that an artist would need, we can do. We also have a storefront where we have local music and local art where people can come and sell their artwork, as well as bands can sell their merch.
Well, it's one of our city's strongest desires to keep young artists here, to let them have the infrastructure to be creating things here, to let this be a sort of place that people decide they want to come to live, because there's all these great opportunities for young musicians and poets and artists of any type. So we're really happy to have you guys be a part of our scene, and anything we can do to help you, we love it. So I'm really excited to have you guys come out for Shut Down 3rd Street on September 22nd. From 1, your part of it is from 1 to 6.
12.
Well,
from noon to 7.
12 to,
yep,
to
12
7.
to 7 on the main street, and then after parties from 8 till 1.
And then you can slide down to the Blooming Ground side of things and swing in the streets with Molly and Stan, all part of the same event.
Yeah.
So great to see you. Okay?
Yeah, great to see you too.
And we'll show a little bit of either a music video or a piece of music from the artist that will be there immediately following this word.
Did you know HBC offers an affordable, reliable home phone solution? Get unlimited local and long distance, plus call waiting, caller ID, voicemail, and more. Switching your home phone service to HBC is easy, and you can keep your same number. HBC, the reliable choice. Make the switch and start saving today. Add home phone service from HBC. Call 888-474-9995 or visit hbci.com today.
Stream live episodes of your favorite shows on the Food Network app. Download the app and watch the latest shows for free.
Who's got it? The chance to become a Food Network star.
Well, you know I gotta check it out.
Because you're in control.
Let's get these baskets open. Whose dish is on the chopping block?
Your shows.
Well done.
When and where you want them.
It's a life lesson. I'm putting your creative intelligence to the test today.
Wow.
Action.
Stream now on your favorite devices.
Elevate your HBC TV experience with the latest technology to hit your whole home entertainment system. Record up to 6 programs simultaneously and save up to 350 hours of your favorite shows. Pause a program you're watching in one room and pick right up where you left off in another. Video on demand, wireless set-top boxes and mobile device streaming, apps including Alexa, Netflix, YouTube, and more. Call 888-474-9995 to learn more or visit hbci.com/elevate today.
And now we're talking with Stan Brightlow with the River City Dancers, right?
That's correct.
And you and your partner, your wife, right?
Yep, Molly.
Tell us a little bit about the River City Dancers first, and then we'll talk about your event.
We're a dance club in Winona. We've been active since 2003. We typically hold dances at the athletic club, but we do these outreach programs from time to time.
You've done dancing on the levee or Latin on the levee?
Yep, we did Latin on the levee 2 years, and then we did Latin at the lake last year because of the levee was under construction. So this year we're extending that to downtown and changing it to a swing event.
Right, so it's going to be Swinging in the Streets, I believe is the name?
Yep, Swinging in the Streets. We're going to have a big band, 18-piece big band from La Crosse. We'll have 3rd Street closed off with some seating for spectators who just want to hear some good jazz. And then between the band and the seating, a big dance floor for swing dancers.
And you're going to do some teaching of swing at the beginning, right, for the first hour? And then once the band cranks up, then it's all no holds barred, as they say?
That's really the cornerstone of the River City is people want to come, but if they don't dance, they're going to feel really inhibited to attend. So we always start out every event with a 1-hour lesson. So this one, obviously, with a big band, we're going to focus on swing dancing. So from 6 to 7, we'll have a lesson on swing that everyone can feel. At least they have some basic skills that they can do something.
And so do you normally have people of all different levels of experience that show up?
Absolutely. typical dance, at least 1/3 of them, it's their first time.
Really?
Yeah,
beginners.
Absolutely, everybody's welcome. There's no intimidation. There's people who've been dancing for decades, and they are always there, and they'll be welcoming the new people, and they'll help them if they have questions.
Great, great. So tell us, how did you come across this band? How did you get? Is it 18 pieces that are coming out?
It's the La Crosse Jazz Orchestra. It's led by Greg Balfany. We saw them the last couple of years in La Crosse. They've done similar events, and quite a few of the musicians in there play in the La Crosse Symphony with Molly.
Ah, okay, great. So tell us a little bit about you and Molly. How did you meet dancing?
We actually did meet dancing. She started out coming to some dances, and I needed a teaching partner, so we coupled up like that. And after a few years, it seemed like there was more to it than just our teaching partnership.
Ah, okay. Now, who choreographs more? Is it an actual partnership, or is it she does most of the moves?
It's creative place, and there's creative tension in that. So everybody's got ideas, but the idea, it's a partnership, and even though there's a leader and a follower, it's always this meeting in the middle. So whatever you're leading, the other person has to be tuned into it. We'll look at a lot of teaching materials to try to figure out what would be appropriate for our students.
Great. And is there improvisation as it goes along too?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
It's like jazz in that we're dancing to jazz music. We have a repertoire of things we do, but it's not choreographed. We just hey, let's do this, or she'll say, we haven't done that one for a while. Why don't you lead that?
Now, is it going to be interesting to be dancing on the actual street? Are there things that you're like, wow, I'm not so sure we'll do the crazy flips or anything?
Yeah, the aerials, we tend to keep those discouraged for, not everybody's up for that, and there's danger involved. Also on the street, it's rough. So we don't wear our dancing shoes, we wear our Chuck Taylors or something.
Okay.
So, and it's a swing dance, so it's appropriate.
Yeah.
But while it's a swing dance, it's swing era big band, so they're going to play Latin songs, other things, that it's not just all swing.
That's great. And who chooses the music? Will you sit down with the orchestra and say, what's in your repertoire?
Yeah, it's a good question. We have heard them before and know the kind of thing they do. So sometimes with a group we'll say, these kind of things, this tempo, so it's good for dancing. Having heard them before, I know they know what to do.
Great. So this is a wonderful event for someone to take part in, or just to sit back and watch and get a sense of the dancing, but also the orchestra at the same time. And then who knows, they may get a little bit of an itch and stand up at a certain point and just join in.
Absolutely, and we tend to be very much ambassadors for the event, and we'll come out and, you look like you're interested.
Come on.
It can be safe.
Do you break off and sometimes you'll dance with someone and Molly will dance with someone?
That's one of the real cornerstones of becoming a good dancer, is learning how it is to dance with everybody. And it's surprising when you're doing the same thing with somebody else, it has a totally different flavor to it.
Well, I know this is sort of the tail end of the Shutdown 3rd Street event. It's sort of bookends, and people will be at one end all day doing that, and then they'll make their way down for your event. So let's give the date and the time one more time for folks.
So it is September 22nd, swinging in the streets, lesson from 6 to 7, and dance from 7 to 9.
Gosh, it couldn't be any more fun than to be able to do that right in the heart of downtown.
Yep.
And we should thank Emily Kurash and the Main Street program, Springboard for the Arts, for their grant that made some of this happen.
Bringing all this together downtown, and with Springboard, Main Street program, Winona Arts, Tree Dome, having another event, it's all come together on that day. That's the nexus.
Well, we're really excited. We can't wait to see it. And I'll bring my Chuck Taylors and join in.
Okay,
thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Lee.
Thank you.